Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I read this article, or at least I skimmed through it. It's a very short article. And I was thinking, these guys, not only they think we're stupid, which goes by default, but they're stupid as well. I mean, how can you reason like that? Let me show you what I'm talking about. This article comes from Reuters, and it is from today, April 10th, 2023. And listen to this. Russia violating international law by not allowing consular access to Wall Street Journal reporter, US State Department. Let me show you what Russia does regarding that. They don't give a believe me. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's go and finish reading this article first. So, Russia has not granted U.S. consular officials access to Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich since he was detained late last month and is in violation of international law. Oy vey. They don't give a fuck, I'm telling you that. State Department Deputy Spokesperson Vedant Patel said on Monday, okay, Vedant. Patel told reporters at the regular press briefing that Moscow had, over the weekend, formally notified Washington of the detention, but the United States is still seeking consular access to Gershkovich, who has been detained since March 29th on espionage charges. And I'm quoting, "At this point, it is a violation of Russia's obligation under our consular convention and a violation against international law," Patel said. Shut the fuck up. The United States and Soviet Union agreed in a treaty signed in 1964 that a consular officer shall be allowed to visit a detained or arrested citizen of the other state within 2 to 4 days of detention, depending on their location. My friends, look at this long sentence. What's wrong with it? I think what's wrong with it is right here. See this right here? Let's go back. Right here. Soviet Union. All right, Soviet Union. Soviet Union is not Russia unless Russia took over all the conventions between the United States and Soviet Union. And even if it did, I don't think the Russians are giving a, and I'm not going to say it again. And I'm quoting, we have stressed the need for the Russian government to provide this access as soon as possible, end quote, Patel added. Good job, Patel. The Russian embassy in Washington did not immediately respond to a request for comment, not even immediately. They will not respond at all, my man. Believe me. Lawyers for the Wall Street Journal have visited the journalist. And see, that's beautiful. Visited. And the newspaper has called for his immediate release and Putin obliged. Not. The United States has called for Russia to release Gershkovich and dismiss claims of espionage as ridiculous. Yeah, and the Russians will do that because the Russians are weasel country. Like, I don't know, Romania. No, the Russians will not do that because the Russians, good or bad, they have big balls, okay? And unfortunately, if you come near those balls, I think they will slap you with their claw a little bit, with a side, like a slap, like a female dog slap, like that, okay? That's how my mom used to slap me, and it was like a bitch slap. And she always had a ring with a big stone, and that stone somehow always ended up in my teeth. So I bang, oh, still beautiful. Anyway, man, true story. 99% true. Anyway, my friends, I don't know what I'm lying, but it's nothing to lie. It's just a bit of exaggeration. I was not going that fast to the mirror, but I was going to the mirror to see, is it shit? Is it shit? The girls don't like me anymore. Weasel, 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 weasel. Anyway, so let's go back to this little thing here. When I tell my mom that now, she said, that's not true. The victim remembers clearly. I'm traumatized by that. That's why I'm making these videos now. Besides that, my underwear are too tight on me, and that's another reason to be so uptight. That's what that means, actually. All right, so let's go back to these guys. Do you think that the Russians give up about the international law or the treaty with the United States when those guys send weapons to destroy the Russians? Do you think they give up? I mean, if they do, then they're dumbasses. I don't think they do. I think that's a detail that they don't give up. Or maybe they just forgot about it. Maybe it's a technicality somewhere that prevent them from remembering. Like something that doesn't, go like instead of bing, 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 they go like ew, wow, ew, and sometimes bing, but too short, you lose it the next second. Anyway, my friends, this is something, how should I put it, surreal, because these guys, Americans, expect the Russians to be like this, straight and follow and all that. But they? Really? I mean, when the Russians wanted to talk to you, first let's go back to 2014, the overthrow of a legitimate democratic elected government of Ukraine. Let's start with that, with the help of international law, remember? And then the new thugs were immediately recognized by the democracy-loving countries. After a coup. Thank you very much. Play you some Paganini here, okay? So that's BS. And then they overthrew the government. And what happened next? They pumped weapons and trained these guys against whom? The Russians in the eastern side of Ukraine. They were attacked by those guys as tanks. Because why? They didn't recognize the thugs who took over Red Rover. And then they want the Russians to go and abide by the international law. Our national law is for little dogs, for bottom feeders. Carp goes and then so you see some shit on the bottom of the lake. That's food for me. It's not going to chase anybody or go up. No, it's on the bottom, bam, 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 bam. Whatever falls down, nothing there, bellied up, dies. The carp for you. Anyway, but it's always garbage on the bottom, so they get big, big, big. Anyway. So that's it, my friends. The Russians will not give about all these demands and all this Wall Street Journal and the US, we demand that it's bogus charges. Is this really? How about you give us Assange and you get the weasel? We don't have Assange yet. You will. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.